I wanted to just take a couple minutes today to really focus on what our main message is. And our main message is financial education. One of the biggest dilemmas that you are probably facing, your family faces, even your individual coworkers, is not understanding how much money we need for retirement. When we wake up every morning, it's really hard to really understand all of the things that we have to do, plus try to figure out how much money we need to retire. And in the past, it really wasn't a problem because our employers tended to give you pensions. Maybe you're fortunate enough to have a pension, a robust Social Security system, and people really didn't have to worry. They worked at the same place and they got their pension, Social Security. But nowadays, less than 10% of Fortune 500 companies offer pensions. Social Security is in big trouble because of the amount of people that are retiring. And so it is, simply put, it's become incumbent upon us as individuals to be able to calculate and save for our own retirement. And so a recent article in Financial Analyst Journal suggests that to be assured of having enough money for a comfortable retirement, you need to save about 22 times the income you need to retire. So if you wanted to have $50,000 a year in retirement, 22 times that amount would be saving about 1.1 million. Now, to keep the math simple, we just rounded down to 20. So what that means is that if I wanted to have $50,000 a year during retirement, I probably got to save around $1 million. $1 million, just rounding, would mean that I could then take that $1 million, and I have no idea how long my retirement's going to be because I don't know what my life expectancy is going to be. We all know our date of birth, but we don't know our date of death. And that unknown could be 5 years, could be 10 years, could be 30 or 40 years, depending on when you retire. So the key is that in order to have enough money, you have to be able to put that money somewhere at a modest interest rate. Even 5%, many people don't think that's modest. Some people think it should be more like 3 or 4%. Well, if you were saving at 3 or 4%, these numbers are much higher. But if you were able to earn 5% during retirement, we now know that that $1 million, that 5% would yield back that $50,000 and replace your income. And that doesn't factor in, Social Security, doesn't factor in inflation. But most families out there are not on track to save 20 times their annual income. And if they don't, the consequences could be devastating. And then on the flip side, if while you're saving for retirement, you find yourself with a different issue where you get sick or you die before retirement, your family probably needs at least 10 years worth of income to recover from that. So what we say is you need about 10 times your income in life insurance as a rough rule of thumb, and 20 times your income in savings in order to be properly protected for your future and properly protected for insurance, hence the formula 1030. And so this is an important concept. And I can't tell you how many times I've sat with somebody and they never had calculated how much money. Just simply put, the amount of money you're making right now, if you want that same amount of money during retirement, you should have 20 times that amount at least in savings. If I make 100 grand, I need 2 million. If I make 75 grand, I need 1.5 million. Even if I make 30 grand a year, I still need $600,000 in savings if I want to replace that income. And then last but not least is if we're in retirement, what if I get sick? One of the dilemmas that faces, it can happen before retirement, but the statistics show that 70% of people over the age of 65 will require long-term care. And what that long-term care is that it's a huge burden on families because they wind up utilizing what's called a spend down. If you wind up in a situation where you need long-term care, you need to be nursing care at home or in a facility, they will make you spend down all of the assets that you have before the government Medicare will kick in. And so you get covered for the first 100 days, but any kind of prolonged situation, and now that lifetime, that nest egg that you saved up could be in jeopardy if you get sick. So one of the things that we address with people, and probably the primary thing that I see every day, even with people that have the proper savings, very, very few people have a handle on how long-term care works and how long-term care can have an impact. And these are just two of the major things that we address. And I want you to understand on our platform, we have hundreds of companies. You know, I did a snapshot earlier in the year. This number very well could have changed, but we had over 389 different product solutions and offered by 181 different providers. So that's what's wonderful about our platform. Not only do we provide education, but we have an extensive platform of products and services. I'll give you a perfect example. I just was referred a client in Florida. They were 69 years old and they had just bought a home, and they wanted to make sure that if they lived with their children, and they wanted to make sure that if they died, that because the breadwinner is still, unfortunately, the dad who's 69, taking care of the son and their family, and he wanted to have life insurance in case he dies before the mortgage is paid off, and he's 69. Well, life insurance for someone who's 69 is not inexpensive. But because of the resources we have, I was able to get quotes from over 20 different companies. And I was able to show him 4 or 5 different product types. And guess what? He's going to do business with us because we're going to be able, through our vast product portfolio, find what a client needs. And that's just one example this week. I've had countless examples of people who have wealth management accounts at Merrill Lynch and are very unhappy with their wealth management account. They've got a wealth management account at Morgan Stanley. They have an annuity somewhere. They've got a 401k. They've got whatever the financial need is. We've got a full product platform, everything from securities products to insurance products to all kinds of even individual services that are available. So when somebody comes to us, I want you to know what you get as being a part of our association. We will help get you licensed. We help you work with the industry giants, and these are big names. You've all heard of Transamerica. You've all heard of Prudential. You've all heard of Pac Life, and in Canada, some of these bigger companies. We don't only sell insurance products. Mutual funds are securities. We can build multiple product using clients. Currently, right now, we're paying out, it says 10 million, but it's closer to $14 million a week that's being paid out to our field force. And we have over 5,000 people within our firm that have earned a 6-figure income. We're proud of that. It's not just about money, but when you see that you're in the largest industry in the world, I don't know companies that can show these kind of results for their field force. I mean, I don't know a company that says, hey, we have 5,000 people in our field force that has made over 6-figure income. I mean, I'm sure they exist. I just don't know a lot of companies that are in that scenario. And I'm proud to say that we do that here in an entrepreneurial fashion. And then, of course, you've probably seen our trips. I mean, we just had a big group that went out to Israel recently. We've got trips that we do all over the world. And what's great about our company, you know, World Financial Group is like our back office. It's where we process, you know, our business. But just from a back office, we're one of the fastest growing companies in the country. We help people get financial products and services, reduce their debt, increase their savings, help you get educated on how money works. And we teach you how to become your own money manager. Look, in the past, it was okay not to know how money worked because somebody else, the pension was your money manager. Social Security was your money manager. Today, with those two things in jeopardy, you've got to have the financial information. You've got to stop being a sucker. We've got to learn about how money works. Building a business by educating and helping people build a solid financial foundation. And so you have a lot to gain. And, you know, we have a saying, if you're born poor, it's not your fault, but if you die poor, for Bill Gates, that's your fault, because really you have an opportunity here to build the kind of business that you want. And what we're so blessed with, and I'm not going to spend any time on this, but you really can build it all online. With our business, you can go in all 50 states. Our platform is all virtual. You can do it. We have digital marketing that you have available to you. You have email available to you. You can get landing pages, video. We have ebooks, podcasts, your own website. We have our own sales force, one of the most cutting edge client relationship managers. This is all available to you right on day one. You have access to all of this. Live weekly virtual training. Right now, every Friday, we do this live. But we also record this and post it for the people who can't be on right now. 24/7 on-demand training library, and again, over 150 different providers. We're very proud of what we have to offer. We're very proud of what we're doing. You know, our website, it's one of a kind. We are the only team in the entire platform that I know that has our own on-demand training site that you can go to 24 hours a day. We spent a lot of time and energy and resources. This is specifically for our team. We have the Wealth Wave platform. So we've got a lot of great things that are happening within our organization right now.